Hello everyone! I'm trying again on my Fashionistas page to do my Facebook Live. If I have trouble tonight, I'll just have to go back to doing it on my timeline. So here I am, finally finished. Actually, I've decided I'm going to put one hook. That's the only thing that's left. I'm going to put one hook to close the waist of the coat. That's the only thing that's missing. So this is a project I've been working on off and on for several weeks. You first saw part of this, was it 3 weeks ago? I think that I went to the reenactment. I believe it was 3 weeks ago. At that time I only had the petticoat and the waistcoat done. That's all I had done, and I had gold buttons on the waistcoat. I did not have the blouse. I was wearing a different shirt, not a historically correct shirt, and I was wearing a red cape. What they would have called a hooded cape, which they would have called a cardinal in that time. So I didn't have the coat done, I didn't have the blouse done, it was bare bones, and my hat wasn't decorated. So off and on, I've been working away at my 18th century riding habit. So all the trim is hand sewn. That took quite a while to do because I kept adding more and more. But I looked at many portraits of riding habits, and they are all different. You will not find two alike, but what you do find is mostly they had some kind of military inspiration, definitely a gentleman's, very much tailored in a gentleman's fashion, and decorated, many of them in a kind of a military motif. So here I am, and I will do a 360. Now I'm wearing a pretty big bum pad. It's a little bit more than I want, so I'm going to have to make a smaller one. It does shorten the skirt a little bit more than I want it to because it's pretty big. But so I am going to plan to make a smaller bum pad. In the later century, they would have worn it without a bum pad. This style of habit was worn, it varied a little bit, but not a whole lot. It was basically worn from about 1740 into the 19th century. The skirt changed, but the basic lines of the coat didn't change very much until probably the middle or early to middle part of the Victorian era. The riding habit changed and the coat became more form-fitting, and the skirt changed completely. But I've been wanting to make one of these for a long time, and I waited till the weather got cooler, because this is wool, and it's not a light wool. This is a heavy wool. This is very warm. So I will be really toasty warm if I decide to go out and ride my horse in this, which I would like to do. I heard from my husband it's supposed to rain this weekend, but I absolutely want to get some pictures and maybe even some video of me riding my horse in my 18th century riding habit. Now, some women at the time did ride astride, but what they did is they wore breeches under their skirt. They still wore a petticoat. They did not wear breeches like a man. They wore them underneath. So I probably won't do that, but here again is my riding habit. This is the complete outfit. I'll explain a couple things about how it's worn. It can be worn with just the petticoat, the waistcoat, which is the vest. It's a long vest. This is the waistcoat. And the blouse without the coat. So it can be worn without the coat. But if it's worn with the coat, or how can I say this? But I can't wear this coat without the waistcoat because it is meant not to be closed. If I were wearing a coat that closed, I would not be wearing the waistcoat with it. But since I'm wearing the waistcoat, I can wear a coat that's open. Does that make sense? Because as in gentlemen's clothing, the waistcoat was kind of the showpiece. And I could have a fancier one. In this case, I decided to make, my coat the fancy part. So it is still pretty, very tailored. I can take the coat off. It fits very snug. So I have to wiggle in and out of it. But I will take it off just for a moment so you can see without. So it still looks very sharp without the coat. Very snazzy. I'm a little wrinkled. I did use linen for the blouse. So here it is without the coat. And I could wear this. This was perfectly acceptable women's attire as well. To wear the petticoat, the waistcoat, the men's blouse, and this is the only time that you will see a blouse or the only time I've ever seen a blouse in the 18th century is with a riding habit. Women didn't wear skirts and blouses. So this is the look without the coat. And everything fits very, very snug. I am wearing stays under this. They're tightly laced. Everything is very snug, but the lines are really nice and clean, just like a men's military uniform would be. Now I will try to put this coat back on again. As I said, it's heavy, and I wish I had lined it with something slippery, but it's lined in kind of a linenish fabric. I think it's a linen blend, which makes it not pull on very easily. Plus, it fits really snug. Now, at first, I thought it was too small for me, but again, in the 18th century and into the Regency, men's clothing, and this is tailored like a men's coat, men's clothing fit very, very tight, and they had to be pulled in and out of their coats. They fit like a second skin. So they had a valet or valet, if you're English, who helped them to dress because their coats were so tight. Now my sleeve is caught up in here. So the fact that I can get it on and off, even though it's snug, tells me that it probably does fit about like it should, except for my sleeve that I can't seem to pull down. Here I'm trying to pull my ruffle down. It's caught. So as I said, I wish I'd used something slick. I'll have to try again and just hold on to the ruffle. So I wish I had used something slick, at least inside the sleeves. But I'm not about to take this whole coat apart. So I am very happy with the look of this. This was actually my test run because I wanted to do the Lady Worsley riding habit, which is, I did make a pattern for it. It's the famous red one that most of you know. It's from the 1780s, I believe. It's a very famous portrait of Lady Worsley. It's a scarlet riding habit. It was, she had her husband's tailor make it to match his regimentals. I believe he fought in the Revolutionary War, on the English side, of course. So it's a scarlet riding habit with blue facings like the British would have worn in the Revolutionary War. It's a little bit different cut jacket. It's a different cut waistcoat. But I wanted to do this one first because I'd never done one before. I do have some scarlet or crimson cashmere that I wanted to use. But I decided to do a test run first. So this is my test run. I'll probably wear it a few times. And then I'll probably make the other one later on, maybe next year, I don't know. I don't think I'm in the mood to make another one right now, and I have a bunch of commissions to catch up on. So for those of you who may have joined me late, here is my mid-18th century, mid to late, I'd probably give this 1760s, 1770s riding habit with the cocked hat, with the rosette or cockade, and I'm still learning how to make those. My efforts are getting a little better. I'm still not great at them, but I had to do something for the hat, and I could use either a bigger feather or some more feathers. I may continue to trim the hat a little bit. I'd like it to be a little bit more foo-foo, but I'm pretty happy with it so far. So I'm going to sit down now and have a chat with everybody. I can't see any comments from where I'm standing, so I hope you guys, I hope my video is better tonight. I know last week it was fading in and out and it was pretty crappy, but I'm happy to answer any questions and chat with y'all. So let me pull up my camera, pull up my phone, and have a seat and see what everybody's doing tonight. Hey Judy, hey Jennifer, who else is out there? Hey Diane. So there are a couple questions. No split skirts back then. Jennifer, no, those came in the 19th century. Late. I'm not sure exactly when, but they're more of a frontier thing. They did not wear split skirts. They wore breeches under their petticoat. Jennifer, men's blouse. Jennifer, this blouse is kind of strange. It is an authentic pattern. It is modeled after a men's shirt, but it's weird. It's cut off short in the back. So it's like a chemisette, which is, little, but it does have sleeves. Chemisettes don't have sleeves. It's long in the front, but the back of it is only halfway down my back, and then it ties in the front. It's a very odd shirt, and it doesn't have any closure either. It just has the tie that wraps around. I put a little hook in the top, and that's it. But it stays closed because it's worn under the waistcoat. But it's a very odd little thing. I did post some pictures of it. But I followed the pattern. It's an authentic pattern. It's J.P. Ryan. It's one of hers, and she's quite well known for historical accuracy, and it's the only one I've seen like that. The other thing I could have done, which I would probably do next time, is just make a men's shirt and just make it, a boy's shirt to fit me. I'm very small. I probably wouldn't go to all the trouble of making this style again because it was a real pain in the butt. But I wanted to do it because I usually try to make things that are historically accurate as much as I can. I did use linen. If I do it again, I'll probably use a lighter material. So I'll do some things a little differently the next time. So thank you. Thank you. Do I have gloves? Yes, I do have gloves. I'm just not wearing them right now. I have several pair of gloves. But yeah, I do wear gloves in the winter. My hands get really cold, so I have some black ones. And does anybody else, I just don't have too many people probably that know I'm live in my group, because I used to get a lot more people on my timeline when I was doing this. So I may have to go back and do another live feed on my timeline. So let's see. I wanted to get this outfit done because I don't know, tomorrow's Thursday already. I probably won't start a new project tomorrow unless there's a couple commissions. I might start on a commission. Friday is my Christmas caroling that I told you all about. I made that Victorian outfit for Christmas caroling. So I have that on Friday. And then this weekend, I'm going to jump back into some commissions. I owe a lot of people a lot of things, and I need to get going on them because everything's kind of piling up on me right now, and I'll have a nervous breakdown if I go too much longer. But these were things I really, really wanted to get done for myself. I've been wanting to do this writing habit for about 1.5 years. So I'm glad I finally got to it. And I knew if I didn't do it now in the chilly weather, I wouldn't do it at all. So I did get that done. I also got, my dresses done for the event I'm going to in March. I'm wearing the red and black 1780s dress. So I pretty much have everything done that I need to do for myself. So now I'm going to focus back on things that I owe other people. I am sorry you're not feeling well, Jennifer. I will post pictures of the Christmas caroling. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't ever done it. Certainly not dressed up. I mean, I went Christmas caroling as a kid, but I haven't gone since I was a kid and never, dressed in Victorian clothes. So that'll be fun. I got my shoes today. I ordered some authentic shoes for some 1860s shoes. They're really funny looking. I posted a picture of them, but I even watched a YouTube video of how to lace them. You don't lace them crisscross. It's bar lacing, which I didn't know how to do. So I found a video on YouTube of how to do the correct, excuse me for my yawn, sorry, to do my correct lacing on my shoes. So I got that done, and everything else is done for the dress. So, I've got everything. I've got my corset, my petticoat, I've got the whole dress. I've got the bonnet, the cape. I've even got the correct shoes and stockings. So I am good to go. So I'm excited about that. I don't have a lot of things. Trying to think. That's all the dress-up things I have coming up. Just the Christmas caroling. We're getting into the holidays. My son's birthday is Monday. So we've got a birthday, then we've got Thanksgiving, and then boom, boom, we're right into the Christmas season. So I did have somebody contact me today about needing a dress for a Regency ball on December 8th. So if she wants to move forward with that, I will jump on that. I might jump on it tomorrow, but definitely this weekend if I don't do it tomorrow, because I've got to get that done really quick. And so that's all I've got going on. What are you guys up to? Besides Jennifer being sick. So I don't, at least tonight I'm seeing a couple comments. Do I ever dress up for his birthday? No, I only do dress up. Okay, I do my dress up on Wednesday night if I finish something, which I try to finish something by Wednesday of every week, just so that I can show it off. I can do this. But other than that, I really don't do that many dress up things. I'm looking for more opportunities. That's why I was glad to have met the people I'm doing the Christmas caroling with. They're in my area, at least, within a couple of hours of where I live. So they've got another event at the end of January, begin the first weekend of February. It's a Regency, it's a tea and a Regency ball, so I will be going to that. In March, I'm going to California for something called the Countess of Melbury's Ball. It's something new. It's the first year they've done it. So my hubby and I are both going to that. And then I've got, Romancing Williamsburg. That's also in March. A masquerade dress. Actually, I made one last year. Did you see the one I made for the Biltmore? There was a Gilded Age masquerade at the Biltmore estate, and I made a beautiful lilac-colored Victorian, it was a kind of a natural form dress. It has a long train, and I won the costume contest for it. So if you haven't seen that one, if you look through my pictures, I made it I think it was February. I think it was the weekend after, it was either the week before or after Valentine's Day. I made that one. It was really pretty. So that was my masquerade dress. I do have Google albums, some Google albums where I have posted pictures of everything I've ever made. So I think I did post the links on my group, Fashionistas page. If you look to my first post, you'll see the links to those photos. So you can see, all the dresses I've made this year. And then I posted links to my Google photos for previous years as well. So that is all I am up to now. I am trying to write again. I'm diving back into my unfinished novel, Vengeance. And I am making a little bit of progress. I got really, really stuck. So I'm starting over from the beginning, and I'm trying to outline, which I've never done. I've never outlined a book before I wrote it. I've always been a fly by the seat of my pants. But now I'm trying to outline it to keep my thoughts from getting scattered, because I'm trying to wrap up the two other books that came before it. I'm trying to wrap up those two stories as well as this story. It's a lot, and I just felt lost. I felt like I painted myself into a corner. And so my hubby helped me brainstorm the other night, and I made a lot of notes, and so I'm trying to go back through the story. I was going to delete half of what I've written, but after talking to him, it sounds like I can keep what I have and still be able to tie it together. At least I hope so. So I'm hoping I'm getting back to writing again. So we'll see. Y'all will have to make me accountable next week. I'll have to give y'all a progress check. So, well, Jennifer, I guess it's just you and me tonight, but I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm getting hot. I got to get some of these clothes off. But I did want to show off the outfit, and thank you very, very much for joining me. And I'll check in later. If you have any questions or comments or anything, I will check in later, and I'll be sure to answer you. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. I may log in on my timeline and do another quick little video, because a lot of people might not realize I'm trying to do it in my group now. So I hope you feel better. I hope your throat feels better. I hope it's just a passing thing and not something that's going to ruin your holidays. All right, me too. Good night, Jennifer. Bye.